Good morning all, hope you're doing well, hope you're staying safe. It's Monday, August the 3rd, 2020. Bit of a cloudy start here today, although that's maybe got something to do with Isaias. Isaias missed us completely yesterday, so we got very little wind, very little rain, other than what we're normally due in August. We've got quite a bit to get through this morning, so let's get cracking right now. So before I get cracking on the normal kind of stuff, we went to both SeaWorld and Universal Studios this weekend. SeaWorld on Saturday. I'm going to put that video up for tomorrow morning, and it's actually quite a shocker. You won't believe what happens right at the start. It's worth watching just for that. It's like a shake of the head. And then secondly, we went to Universal Studios yesterday. Much better, very good. Got on a lot of stuff, so I want to show you that as well. That'll come later in the week. So getting on to US cases, Saturday just under 60,000 and yesterday just under 50,000. That's the best it's been since July the 5th, and we're seeing a decline now in that 7-day trend, so that's good news. US deaths just over 1,100 on Saturday and just under 500 yesterday, and that's the weekend results though do lag, so I wouldn't put much stock in them, but that 7-day average does seem to be flattening now across the US, which is good news as well. Doesn't reflect the R rate wholly, but we'll get to the R rate in a minute as well. Florida cases, we've now gone 8 days under 10,000, which again, you know, people are saying, well, 10,000 is quite a lot. Yet it is, but getting under 10,000 consecutively means hopefully we're going somewhere good. We only had 7,100 yesterday recorded, but that may have something to do with the tropical storm closing down the testing facilities in the south of Florida, and obviously the south of Florida, Miami-Dade, Palm Beach and Broward, where maybe 30 or 40% of the cases come from. So I wouldn't take a lot of stock in that number right now, and I think we need to wait for the rest of this week to see how that pans out when these testing facilities get back up and running again. But you know, good news, it's not bad news. Deaths over the weekend were 179 Saturday, 62 yesterday. Again, deaths lag, so but the trend is down a little bit, so that's good news. If we take the 7 days previous to 7 days from yesterday, that's good news. Stats, it's actually getting more difficult for me to get hold of hospitalization information for whatever reason. It's kind of sporadic, and I'm kind of having to jump around a bit to try and get some. Haven't got it all, so I'm a bit frustrated with that, and I don't know why they can't make it easy. I really don't. We are going to get hospitalizations. It looks like when I get the data is going to be a new record. Deaths already is a new record, but with caseloads now looking like they're diminishing a little bit, hopefully those hospitalizations and deaths will start to come down over the next couple of weeks. ICU beds availability, again, looking better than it was. We've now got just over 1,300 beds available across adult and kid beds, and that's 80 more since Saturday, so good news on that. The reproduction rate, the R rate in Florida now has gone back up to 1.00 from 0.99, and about a week ago it was 0.98, so I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know why people aren't wearing masks or doing whatever they can to get that R rate down, and understand that will help getting caseload down, but it is what it is. Florida ranks 17 now, so it's actually gone up a place, but the bad news is that only 16 states now have an R rate of under 1, and that was 20 a few days ago, so again, we need to get more states in the green. The weather this week is going to be 94 degrees Fahrenheit here today, that's 34 degrees centigrade. It actually feels nice this morning. It's quite cool this morning, which is nice, but it is going to jump up to 94, and it's going to be kind of 88, 89 over the next 10 days after tomorrow. As I said, Isaias has done what it's going to do in Florida, and it's now moving up the coast to Carolinas, so we're through with him. Nothing more on the horizon as far as I can see in terms of tropical storms or depressions turning into something that could be worse. There's been no news on lifting the US travel ban. I believe there's only Mexico now that Americans can freely travel to. They're banned from pretty much all other countries. The EU re-established their ban from July the 31st, so that means Americans are locked out again, or travel from America is locked out again. No news on reopening American borders, no news on lifting any quarantine procedures for the tri-state area either. Then looking at the Disney parks availability calendar for theme park tickets guests, i.e. one-day ticket holders, you're green right the way through to September 2021. For resort ticket guests, good in August, all good. Only the 5th and 6th of September now, which is Labor Day weekend, has Hollywood Studios blocked out for you if you're a resort guest. Everything else is green. For AP holders, not looking great, almost fully booked up until August the 15th, then a bit sporadic up to the end of the month. September is much better. It's just Hollywood Studios that's booked out on the yellow days. And then October the 3rd and the 10th, which are Saturdays, it's Hollywood Studios again. Everything else is green. So we've got some new data to show today on wait times in Disney parks, all 4 Disney parks, and how they've basically increased, except for one park, over the 3 weeks that they've been open. So the increased wait times has got to mean that there are more people in the parks now. So either that's because more people are comfortable going to the parks, or because the increased availability to annual pass holders means that that pent-up demand has now been satisfied a little bit, and more as annual pass holders are getting to the parks. I think it could be a bit of both, but it's interesting data to have a look at, so please do have a look at that. It also bears out my strategy of getting to the parks early, because you can see, other than that one park, well, actually it's a different park, that it's best to get there at rope drop, and that couple of hours at the beginning of the day reaps big rewards. So that is the major headlines for today. If you're new to the channel, please do subscribe, hit that notification bell, press all, you'll get the news 3 days a week. You'll also get other park stuff in between that sometimes as well. If you like the video, please give it the thumbs up. The algorithm likes the likes. And then if you know anybody that might benefit from watching this video, please do share it with them. Shares go a long way for the algorithm as well. Okay, let's get to the news. New cases of COVID-19 across America on Saturday was 58,541 and yesterday was 49,038. That's the best since July the 5th and is trending down. Deaths over the weekend in America was Saturday 1,123 and yesterday 467. The weekend results always do lag, but the 7-day moving average is starting to flatten. In Florida we had 9,642 new cases on Saturday and 7,104 yesterday. Yesterday was the 8th day in a row under 10,000 new cases per day. However, some testing facilities were closed due to Tropical Storm Isaias, so we'll need to wait for a few more days to see if Sunday was a true indication of where Florida is headed. 179 deaths were reported in Florida on Saturday and 62 yesterday. Less deaths are reported at the weekend, but this shouldn't have anything to do with Tropical Storm Isaias. The 7-day moving average has started to come down. Although the number of new cases in Florida did decrease significantly yesterday, we were still in front of California and Texas. Orange County ranked number 7 in Florida yesterday. Numbers were down yesterday in Florida's southern counties, probably due to testing facilities being closed for Tropical Storm Isaias. Moving on to stats, it's getting more difficult to find data on hospitalizations, and testing data is lagging by a day. It looks like hospitalizations will set a new record this week, with 2 days still to go. If the 7-day moving average for new cases is correct, we should see a decline in hospitalizations and deaths very soon. The number of available ICU beds in Florida at the moment is 1,110 adult and 213 kids, for a total of 1,323. That's up by around 80 since Saturday. The effective reproduction rate in Florida has gone back to 1, and it was at 0.99 on Saturday. Florida now ranks 17, which is up 1 place since Saturday. But there are now only 16 states with an R rate of less than 1. That number was 20 last Thursday. The weather in Orlando over the next 10 days, it's going to be 94 degrees Fahrenheit here today, 34 degrees centigrade. By Thursday and over the following week it'll be 89 or 90 Fahrenheit. Thunderstorms are likely in the afternoons. As of 5 o'clock this morning, Tropical Storm Isaias was sitting just east of Jacksonville. It's now moving towards the Carolinas. Orlando didn't get any significant wind or rain. Looking at the Disney Parks availability calendar, and for theme park ticket guests, all parks are available up to September the 26th, 2021. For resort guests, all parks are available in August 2020, but over the weekend of the 5th and 6th of September, which is Labor Day weekend, Disney's Hollywood Studios is now unavailable. For annual pass holders, almost the whole of the next 2 weeks are full. For the remainder of August, it's patchy, but Hollywood Studios is unavailable for the whole of the month. Epcot is currently your best bet. September's looking pretty good for annual pass holders, with only Disney's Hollywood Studios being unavailable for the dates marked in yellow. In October, just Hollywood Studios is unavailable on the 3rd and the 10th. Disney are still in dispute with the Actors Equity Union, and as a result no live shows are currently being shown at Disney World, which involve actors represented by that union. At Hollywood Studios, Disney debuted a new act called the Disney Society Orchestra, which has currently replaced Beauty and the Beast. If you're a regular to this channel, you'll know that I like a stat or two. These graphs show the wait times in the different Disney parks for the first 3 weeks since reopening, and the data has been gathered by Thrill Data. This graph shows the wait times at Magic Kingdom. with the week of the 13th of July shown in blue, the 20th of July shown in red, and that of the 27th of July shown in green. This graph shows two things. Firstly, that wait times are increasing week on week, which would indicate that more people are coming to the parks week on week. And the second thing that it shows, which is what I try to impress on everybody, is that you should get to the park early. You can see from this graph that most people are in the Magic Kingdom from around 11:30 to around 6:30. So if you can get to Magic Kingdom at 9 o'clock, you're going to have a couple of hours that you can do a lot of things in. The data for Animal Kingdom shows approximately the same pattern, and you can see that there's still that 2-hour window between 8 and 10 in the morning to get a lot of things done. The first couple of weeks for Hollywood Studios were about the same, but that third week has really picked up, and that's probably because more annual pass holders got availability. This graph actually shows that it's not worth getting to Hollywood Studios early to get the rides done, and in fact it might be better to turn up in mid-afternoon. The wait times for Epcot, you can see, haven't increased significantly. This probably draws us to the conclusion that not many more people have come in the third week than were there in the first week, and this might be borne out by the availability calendar showing that Epcot is usually the park that's most available. So not a lot of op-ed to do this morning. I want to touch on actually the Actors Equity Union and their dispute with Disney, because that's stopping all these shows going on in Disney. And we were at Universal and we were at SeaWorld over the weekend, where they do have shows. And I don't know whether these people are represented by the Actors Equity Union or they're not, but both of those parks are having shows on, so why can't Disney? It seems just, I don't know what the sticking point is between Disney and the Actors Equity Union, but if you don't go to Disney for the rides, like my wife doesn't go on many rides, but she loves the shows, so it's actually alienating quite, I don't know how many people do it, but there must be a few, right? Especially maybe older people who aren't up for roller coasters and stuff. But a lot of them do like the shows, and it's nice to get out of the sun, out of the heat, and watch those things. So I do hope that the Actors Equity Union and Disney can come to some kind of a conclusion and agreement very, very soon to get those shows back in. I thought those stats from the Disney theme parks that shows basically that attendances, if you extrapolate wait times into attendances, that the attendances are growing. I wonder when it will be that Disney will hit its first capacity, or when it will be allowed to increase its capacity, and then we'll see the wait times maybe coming down again. There's been no talk about increase of capacity at all, so that's just me ruminating. Okay, that was it. That was a very quick op-ed today. That's it. Take care, my friends. I'll see you again on Friday. I'm traveling a little bit this week, so I won't be able to do news on Thursday, so I'm going to do news on Friday, and I may do more news on Sunday, but let's see how that works out. So it's a bit of a gap this week on news, but take care. I'll see you on Friday. Okay, see you then. Bye bye.